Yo, what is up, my dudes? I'm back with another video. I'm gonna be doing all of the two last chapters by today and tomorrow. So that's nice. So I can be completely done and get ready for the Forgotten Land DLC. So, Switch 2 edition. So the So the next chapter of my Mechanized World fanfic starts off with with um with them with Shido or Weskot actually planning on actually battling Shido himself. So getting to that boss fight, it's pretty cool, but beforehand, Tenka's court actually says, well, the world's mine, and Weskot actually says, well, no, this is, you're stealing from my playbook, basically, and he says the world's mine, and Tenka's core, this moment's like a huge reference from Ninjago, from the Overlord and Lord Garmadon. Actually, the words are from them, but I put it in the actual fanfic right before, the Overlord betrays Lord Garmadon, basically. And I'll probably put like some pictures in there, just to appease those Ninjago fans before I put the pictures that actually relate to the video. So long story short, Tenka's court actually says the world's mine and takes control of Weskot, and actually has the orange glint actually go onto his eyes, basically, signaling that he's under her control. And this is when the second to last boss fight begins, with Weskot, basically being under Tenka's court's control. And just like the previous mind-controlled bosses, Weskot goes completely nuts, and he actually, I'm trying to think of his attacks. His attacks were being quick, and when he goes into the second phase, he just like the Yamai twins, goes completely psycho crazy, basically, and which I mean for Weskot standards, spoiler alert, you don't really need Tenka's core to actually mind control him. I just had him be a little bit more crazy than he usually is, because if you know Weskot, he already is completely nuts and crazy, basically, and but I made Tenka's core actually take control of him, especially during the second phase of the fight, to make him even more crazy. So I mean, yes, he's already nuts, but Tenka's core makes him go even more crazy, basically, and he just goes nuts with all of his attacks, basically, which I mean, he the second phase is where it gets really interesting, like all of the other bosses. Second phases with him actually using Nibicle's clones to actually attack Shido with, which he actually has to find the real one, of the real Weskot clone. Basically, he uses her cloning technique and to actually try to fool Shido, basically, and stuff, which of course, sorry, I had to rip my throat there, but right then, And similarly, he actually uses a final phase attack, and actually tries to finish Shido off, but Shido actually counters it and actually defeats Weskot. And this is when I'm sorry, I couldn't help but laugh, but this is when it pulls. This is when Tenka's Core pulls Effecto Forgo. Effecto Forgo, a reference from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, when she actually, right after Weskot's defeated, she actually breaks free from her like constraint or capsule, basically just like, I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at this because this is a huge reference to what happens in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. She breaks free just like Fecto Forgo does after Kirby defeats Leon Gar, which I know one of my friends will be upset from me calling him Leon Gar, because he doesn't like that name. He calls him Leon because he prefers that name, but personally for me, I go with the specific name as to not really piss people off, like to say, oh, that's not really his name. It's Leon Gar, get it right. So, I mean, it's Leon Gar. Sorry, Nintendo, sorry if I butchered your name. I forget what your name is, right now, because I just woke up. So, sorry if I butcher your name, but that is the friend that doesn't really like that name. He calls him Leon for short. But I will go with what the actual boss font actually says right before the battle, and it's Leon Gar. So, I think it's Nintendo Land. Yeah, I think that's his name. So, I had a chance to redeem myself with his name and stuff, but long story short, she actually breaks free from her containment, and it's crazier than it's ever before, and flies into the air and into space. And this is where all of the spirits actually combine forces. Kurumi actually nods and actually is like, okay, let's all work together. And they actually get beamed up to Ratitisker for the final fight. They use Ratitisker for the final fight, which I will be spoiling that because it's pretty obvious that they actually all combine forces and actually use it to fight Tenka's Core for the final battle. It is kind of obvious, so I will spoil that because I mean it's just obvious that they chase after Tenka's Core in Ratitisker. They all actually combine forces. Kodari, Kurumi, Ish Origami, Ish and Toka with all of the other spirits, which I mentioned actually later. Oh, Ish and the Yamai twins before I forget them as well. All actually combined forces with the other spirits, using Ratitisker to actually fly into space and actually confront Tenka's Core for the final boss, basically. But that final boss I will not go into now because it's for the final chapter, basically. So I will not go into that. I will not go into that final boss now. I will save that for tomorrow, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this second to last chapter, and stay tuned for tomorrow, actually, for the finale, basically. But I hope you enjoyed, I guess. Peace out.